When I saw my ex post my business idea on LinkedIn, I actually laughed. Like, no way he was serious. No way he had the audacity. But, oh, he was serious. And he didn't just steal the idea. He tried to launch it before me. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I panicked. I'm talking heart racing, sweat dripping, fists clenched kind of panic. Months of planning, sketches, mock ups, late nights, all nighters, my whole savings. I told him about this idea over takeout Thai food on his ratty couch. Back when I thought he was different. Back when I thought I could trust him. Turns out I was feeding a damn snake. But let me rewind a little. My name's Haley. I'm 28, live in Austin, Texas, born and raised. I'm the kind of person who makes spreadsheets for fun. Color-coded, organized chaos. I've always been the planner, the builder, the brainstormer. And I'd been working on a digital product for the last 8 months. A sleek, user-friendly AI tool for freelancers. Something that would actually help people build their portfolios without drowning in subscriptions or bad UX. I called it Slate. I even bought the domain, slatehq.com. Or so I thought. See? Here's where things get messy. Back when we were together, I'd vent about the dev problems, the delays, the features I dreamed of. We were dating for almost a year. He said he loved how passionate I was, that he admired my hustle. Bullshit, he was taking notes, literal notes, like some kind of business espionage spy in joggers. We broke up in February, mutual, or so it seemed. We told each other we wanted different things. But 2 months later, this man launches a teaser campaign for a product called, you guessed it, Slate. Same value props, same concept, even the name. But here's the thing. He bought slateapp.io and started pushing it hard. Instagram reels, cold email blasts, a freaking countdown timer on the landing page like he was Apple. Now here's the twist. I hadn't secured all the domain variants yet. I had slatehq.com, but not slate.com, obviously, and definitely not slateapp.io. I'd been planning a soft launch, he went nuclear, and I froze. For about 5 minutes. Then I cracked my knuckles, sat down, and did what any self-respecting digital native with a revenge complex would do. I went full petty genius. I bought his exact domain name, not his slateapp.io, but every possible variation of it he hadn't thought of. Slateapp.co, slateapp.org, slateapp.net, slateapp, so slateapp.dev, slateapp.online. And the cherry on top, slateapppreviews.com. Then I built the most beautiful little Trojan horse you've ever seen. A fake landing page. Looked identical to his. Same fonts, same colors. Except when you clicked, try it now, you got a warning. This site has been reported for plagiarism. The original creator is launching soon. Stay tuned. And then it linked to me. Now here's where it gets really satisfying. Turns out he didn't even trademark the name. Rookie mistake. I filed the paperwork the same week I built the site. Meanwhile, he's over there celebrating his fake launch like it's the second coming of Steve Jobs. I posted my version of the product 3 days later. With a cleaner interface, a better onboarding flow, and a free plan that undercut him hard. And the internet ate it upper. People started commenting under his posts. Wait, isn't this that girl's idea? Yo, I saw this last week, but with a different UI. Why did I get redirected to a plagiarism warning site? He tried to clap back in the comments. Said I was lying. Said I was jealous. Jealous? Brother, I was 10 steps ahead of you the moment you hit publish. See, this isn't just a story about an ex. This is a story about what happens when someone thinks they can steal your thunder and forgets you built the storm. And the best part? I hadn't even dropped the real payload yet, so there I was, sipping a matcha latte, scrolling through my DMs like it was just another Tuesday. When I saw it, a message request from a name I hadn't seen in months. His co-founder. Yeah, turns out my ex didn't just steal my idea. He pitched it to one of our old mutual friends from college, Liam. Liam was smart, no lie. MBA, ex-VC intern, obsessed with disruption. And now, Liam was panicking. The DM said, "Hey, can we talk? I think there's been a misunderstanding about Slate. Call me." A misunderstanding? My jaw dropped. Nah, you don't misunderstand a whole business idea. You don't copy someone's UI, brand voice, and pricing structure and call it a mix-up. But I was curious, so I hopped on a Zoom call with my mic muted and my camera off. Let them squirm. Liam looked stressed, eyes darting, background blurred like he was hiding in a broom closet somewhere. He starts off with, "Look, I didn't know, okay? He told me the idea was his. He said he came up with it after you guys broke up." I stayed silent. Just let that awkwardness marinate. Then he added the kicker. "We've already got 2 angel investors interested. But now this domain thing, it's tanking the launch. People are confused. There's a Reddit thread saying we stole everything. Can you take down the sites?" That's when I turned my camera on. His face? Pure fear. Like he'd seen a ghost, except I wasn't dead. I was thriving. I smiled. "I'm not taking anything down, Liam. In fact, I'm just getting started." Click. I left the call. I don't think I've ever felt that level of power before. It was electric, and I knew he'd run straight to my ex. What they didn't know was I had receipts. I'd kept every voice memo, every text, every Notion board export. Even screen recordings of early Figma prototypes with date stamps. I'd been documenting everything since day one. Why? Because when you're building something out of nothing, you have to. But now, that paper trail was a gold mine, and I dropped it like a bomb. I wrote a Medium post called "How My Ex Stole My Startup and How I Took It Back." I detailed everything: timelines, screenshots, timestamps, even our Slack convos back when he used to give me feedback while secretly copying me. Then I posted it on Hacker News, and Reddit, and Indie Hackers, and Twitter. Sorry, X. It went viral in less than 24 hours. Founders were tagging their friends. Read this if you think NDAs don't matter. This is why you don't mix love and business. She's a savage, and I'm here for it. Meanwhile, SlateApp.io was falling apart. They had to shut off signups. Their emails started bouncing back, and someone, okay me, reported their landing page to Product Hunt as a duplicate concept. But we're not even at the best part yet. Because while the internet was roasting them, I was quietly preparing my relaunch. New branding, new domain, realslate.com, new copy, built by the original creator, and an exclusive waitlist with a badge that said I backed the real one. By the end of the week, I had 12,000 people signed up. 12,000. And him? He was ghosting on socials. No updates, no TikToks, nothing. But I wasn't done, not even close. Because revenge is great, but making money while serving revenge, that's the dream. At this point, it wasn't even about revenge anymore. It was about leverage. I had 12,000 people on my waitlist. I had VCs sliding into my inbox like it was Tinder gold. People wanted to talk, to meet, to throw money at the thing my ex tried to rip off. All because I had one thing he never did: the story. Investors don't back ideas, they back narratives, and oh boy, I had a damn movie. So I packaged it up. Every savage detail. Slide 1, my ex stole my startup. Slide 2, so I took his domain and went viral. Slide 3, growth stats, waitlist screenshots, user testimonials from my MVP launch. Slide 4, trademark documents. Slide 5, a little side-by-side of my UI versus his. Guess which one looked like it was built in a basement by a dude who still uses Internet Explorer? I called the deck Slate, built with brains, not theft. Within a week, I had 5 serious calls lined up. 2 from Coastal Funds, 1 from a microfund in Austin, and 1 from a woman-led angel group that loved the drama. We're talking questions like, wait, did he really call you jealous on LinkedIn? Did you actually redirect his launch traffic to a plagiarism warning? And my favorite one, do you own his personal name as a domain? Because that would be iconic. For legal reasons? No, but I thought about it. The point is, these weren't just money people. These were brand people. People who understood that viral traction matters more than a polished Series A pitch sometimes. I wasn't walking into meetings with graphs. I was walking in with a fan base. And that's when I realized something. My ex, he gave me the best launch strategy money couldn't buy. He built buzz, he faked hype. He dropped a half-baked MVP that made mine look like the second coming of Notion. And the chaos, it created curiosity. People wanted to know what the real Slate was. They rooted for me like I was David and he was Goliath with a Patagonia vest. So when I launched the new landing page, realslate.com, with that waitlist and a simple message, built by the woman who actually did the work, it blew up. Product Hunt feature. Tech Twitter rants, even a couple of TikToks using my screenshots with dramatic voiceovers like, when your ex steals your business idea, so you steal his soul. I was getting tagged in memes, emails from founders saying they'd been through the same thing. Slate became more than a tool, it became a symbol. And the final twist? Remember Liam, his co-founder? Yeah, he came crawling back, sent me an email, like a long one, said he was tricked by my ex, that he never would have signed on if he knew. He even offered to consult on my project, said he had connections. I didn't reply, but I did screenshot it and send it to one of the VCs I was talking to. Her response? Good call. That guy gives off spreadsheet boyfriend energy. So I kept moving, launched my private beta, brought on 500 users, got feedback, rolled out improvements in 2 weeks. And the users? They stuck around. They shared it. Because when you build something out of spite and love, you don't just build fast, you build fearless. And just when I thought it was over, when I thought I'd won the war, I got the email. An anonymous tip. No name, just a burner Gmail. Subject line. You might want to see this. I clicked the email half expecting it to be spam, but it wasn't. It was a PDF, a scanned cease and desist letter from his lawyer. I laughed so hard I dropped my phone. The guy who copied my idea was now accusing me of brand defamation and cyber squatting. Apparently, redirecting traffic from domains he didn't secure was now considered sabotage. He even claimed I was damaging potential investor relationships. And you know what? He was absolutely right. I was damaging them because they were talking to me instead. But here's the part that really cracked me up. He wanted me to cease all operations under the Slate brand, surrender the domains, and delete my Medium post. Like I was gonna roll over and say, oh sure, sorry I built this empire and exposed your little bootleg operation, my bad. Nah, we don't do that in Texas. Instead, I forwarded the letter to my lawyer, a woman named Vanessa who eats tech bros for breakfast. She read it, smirked, and said, this is what we call a panic move. Let me take it from here. 3 days later, she fired back with a 10-page response. We hit him with trademark records, domain ownership receipts, proof of first use, and, my favorite part, a demand that he shut down his version of Slate. Because legally, I owned it now. She ended the email with this line. We are prepared to pursue further legal action should your client continue misrepresenting ownership of the intellectual property in question. Boom. But it didn't stop there. The burner emailer, whoever they were, they kept sending me screenshots, internal Slack messages, deleted tweets, even a pitch deck he'd circulated to potential investors, which still used my UI in the mock-ups. This guy was going down, so I did something a little strategic. I posted a tweet, short, sweet, surgical. When people say protect your idea, this is what they mean. Attached, redacted version of the cease and desist with my response letter. It blew up, again. Founders started sharing their own startup theft horror stories. My DMs turned into a support group. It was like I had accidentally built a little army of people who'd been burned and wanted justice. And just like that, Real Slate became more than a product. It became a movement. We weren't just building a portfolio tool anymore. We were building a space for creators to own their work. No more ideas stolen over coffee chats. No more vibe checking during networking events that end with someone taking your deck and ghosting you. We introduced a feature called Proof Board, a way to track your idea's evolution, privately time-stamped with logs and uploads. Not public, not shareable, just there to protect the original creator. It was inspired by every single message I got that week. And investors noticed. The ones who were really watching, they saw that I wasn't just reacting. I was executing. Fast, thoughtful, relentless. They didn't care about the drama. They cared that I was turning it into traction. We closed a $1.2 million pre-seed round 2 months later. And when the press asked how we built our waitlist so fast, I just smiled and said, someone tried to launch my idea before me. I let him test the market for free. Mic drop. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't change me. Before all this, I used to second-guess myself. I used to hold back. I was the girl who over-edited pitch decks, who waited too long to publish, who thought done had to mean perfect. Now, I ship, I post, I protect my stuff. And I never talk strategy on anyone's ratty couch again. As for my ex, well, let's just say his LinkedIn bio no longer says co founder. I checked recently. He's exploring new opportunities. Meanwhile, Slate is hiring. So, yeah, he stole my idea. But I took back the story, and that made all the difference.